I'm also still trying to make sure that I'm alive. I had to have an actual wellness check yesterday. I
Wait,
was
what?
Did
cornered
you
by an
pass?
well, the stone, but
Oh,
I should have passed. I was in Bashas' collecting these tall cans of glorious sparkling beverages and some peaches, and I was consulting my future wife as to whether or not I needed to get yellow peaches or white peaches. This is very important. And I made eye contact with an older gentleman across
oh.
the aisle. And as I hung up, he proceeded to do one of the most impressive bits of linguistic acrobatics that I have ever encountered. Now, I'm a talker. This motherfucker
What?
went for 18 and a half minutes without stopping. He didn't even care that I was there. I just happened to be the individual he could speak at. So he forcibly penetrated my ears, and he just told me about everything. He told me about meeting Rose Mofford, that he's a first generation Italian immigrant who's great at math and then became an accountant. His name is on one of the pillars of the Hall of Fame at the downtown location for Phoenix.
Okay.
And yeah, he just raved about everything, how they were closing Bashas and how we were losing all semblance of our former sophistication and reliability here in this state. And finally, I tried to cut him off because I said, I'm going to have a search party sent out for me if I don't finish my shopping. It's been really nice chatting with you. And he asked me 8 times what my name was. And then every time I would tell him my name, it would start another just vault of verbal diarrhea. And I was like, okay, I get it. You've been, inoculated with a phonograph needle, and I can't get you to shut up. And he's like, "Oh, I have a phonograph. I got the first Beatles record. The one that had the Hey Jude on it. And George Harrison, he got, LSD put in his coffee when he was in San Francisco down at the Hate, Burberry." And I was like, "That's Ashbury. I don't care."
He
Anyway,
knows he was there.
and
He
and
did.
he
Yeah.
told the kids they just need to find God. He liked the Hare Krishnas and he did this. And I'm just like, oh my God, this man will not stop talking.
It sounds like almost the literal definition of purgatory.
Yeah, pretty much. I really felt as though this was, Henry Zabrowski in Your Pretty Face is Going to Hell, just torturing me in the seventh layer.
So I sent the meme over to Michael, the Who Is Phone meme from the last pod page. I thought that was a nice little we live in a simulation moment.
Most certainly. Long story short, too late to get to the end of this thing. I finally shook him off. We were like tossing cheese to let a rat be distracted, and I got what I needed to get out of the store. And I'm desperately watching every aisle to make sure I didn't run into him again, because I was like, he's just going to have a hard reboot and start over. So I get up to the front counter, and I'm thankfully in the opposite lane of him. And he's found another elderly gentleman, and the two of them are just, waxing poetic about all of the lost
Aw.
innocence of the great state of Arizona. And the poor checker just looks like she's waiting for the sweet release of death. And I was about 30 minutes late getting home and providing the necessary means for dinner. And so I had to send Melissa an SOS. I was like, sorry, I was detained by a very chatty Catholic Italian man, and I'm lucky to make it out alive, but I will be home soon.